Oh, I guess restart. Okay. Let me write. See, I already forgot what we're doing. Do you want me to do this? Restart it. One, two, three. So I get the honors of doing the introduction this morning. This is Jay Mabin, and Jay's been on so many albums with so many people, and just in passing, he was talking about when he was playing with Bo Diddley, Freddie Cannon, Wolfman Jack. Good morning. Anyway, and what cracks me up is Steve and Sue both have heard you before, Jay, in different places. And so have I, because I remember the first time I heard you, I was walking to a Mr. Rags benefit near Lincoln High School. And I think you had a bass player named Steve Kim, who has become like a Northwest bass guru. And I think your singer was Stephanie Phillips, who in her own right is a well-known jazz singer. So they're all from the same cool jazz bloodlines. And you can catch Jay at a lot of places, but you had been playing at
Macaluso's, but they're not doing that anymore.
Okay, Macaluso's by Point Defiance for quite a while.
Yeah, they're not doing that
Not anymore, but anyway, thank you, Jay, for being here, okay?
Yes, thank you. And Mr. Rags? Wow, Cerny. That brings back some memories. Welcome, everyone, to the light and the love that is Unity of South Sound. My name is Chris Lasarga. It is absolutely my honor to welcome you to our Sunday morning celebration service. We hold that you are not here by accident today, but by divine appointment. Unity provides a positive path for spiritual living. We teach inspirational, practical spirituality, something you will experience in each Sunday lesson to enhance your personal journey of spiritual unfoldment. If you have any questions, concerns, or joys to share, please contact our office or visit our website at unityofsouthsound.org. At this time, we also invite you to put your cell phones into airplane mode. That way we won't hear them, and it makes it easier for us to broadcast online. Now we invite you to relax, reconnect, and center in the truth of who we are. Will you please join me in saying our opening affirmation? There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe: God, goodness, omnipotence. Our mission statement: inspired by the divine, as an inclusive spiritual community, we explore and express our highest potential. Our vision statement: present and centered in divine love, we co-create a peaceful and awakened world. And our core values: we are love, joy, abundance, and spirit guided. And now Reverend Michael will lead us in an opening prayer.
Good morning. As I light a candle and raise the single flame to the highest level of consciousness, where all is spirit, all is love, all is peace. I know that love, peace, and spirit are everywhere. I know there is only one God present and everywhere at all times. I know that I am unique and individualized expression of God. As is every person on the planet, we are all in this great oneness of life. This truth means that peace is possible, and it's possible now. And all we do is invite it into our experience in this now moment as we become observers and livers of life. And so it is.
We want to take a moment and thank all of you who may be joining us for your first time in person or online. Thank you for sharing your consciousness and your love with us. And if you are here in person, we invite you to pick up a welcome packet at one of our information tables in the back, which contains helpful information about our ministry. We also encourage you to sign our guest book so we know who you are. We affirm and trust that people who come to Unity will feel at home. And as we engage in getting to know each other, we will see you here again. Wherever you are in your journey of faith, you are welcome here, for we honor and respect the choices your soul makes on its spiritual journey. Now to all our newcomers, live streamers, and friends, joining us this morning, we want to share our Unity blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. I now invite you, if you're able, to stand and join with our song leader, Joey Sandal-Hill and Candace Robeck, to sing our congregational song.
We are inspiring, we are inclusive, a spiritual community, exploring and expressing our highest potential, in tune with our divinity. Sing love, love, sing joy, joy, abundance. We are spirit guided. Sing love, love, sing joy, joy, abundance. We are present, we are centered in divine love. We come together and celebrate a peaceful and awakened world. Sing love, love, sing joy, joy, abundance. We are spirit guided. Sing love, love, sing joy, joy, abundance. We are spirit guided. Sing love, love, sing joy, joy, abundance. We are spirit guided. Love.
Thank you. All right, so please take a brief moment to greet those around you with a Namaste community greeting, and especially take a moment to reach out, maybe to someone you haven't met yet. If you're not a hugger, it's okay to just give a Namaste bow or reach out and shake someone's hand. So Namaste, I behold the divinity you are. Namaste.
is leading me on. Love is leading me on. Here and now I get over myself. Love is leading me on. Joy is lifting me up. Joy is lifting me up. I am here for God the good. Joy is lifting me up. Peace is flowing in me. Peace is flowing in me. Whatever may come, whatever may go, peace is flowing in me. Love is leading me on. Love is leading me on. Here and now I get over myself. Love is leading me on.
Yes, here and now I get over myself. Love is leading me on. And I see more and more coming in. Someone told me it was Spring Forward today. Yeah. Okay. Today's inspirational reading comes from the Daily Word of March 10th, 2021. I am a powerful creator. When I feel an urge to create something new, I call upon the divine ideas that enable me to shape my life in positive and healthy ways. I draw upon thoughts of vitality and feelings of vibrancy when formulating my health and fitness goals. I call upon thoughts of love and feelings of connection when I want to create deeper relationships. I recognize that I can positively influence conditions in my community and in the world when I use the imaginative power of my mind to help bring into manifestation a world of fairness, opportunity, peace, and joy for all. Through my creative thoughts, words, and actions, I give shape to my life and impact the world around me in positive ways. And the verse is, all things came into being through him, and without him, not one thing came into being. John 1, verse 3. And now Reverend Michael will lead us in a time of meditation.
Take a moment and, if you're comfortable, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And as you let it out, let go of something that might be holding you back from the fullest expression of your divinity. For it is said that we are made in the image and likeness of God. Could that be true? And if it is, what does God look like? Bring that image to the forefront of your mind. Know that it's not going to be like anyone else's in this room. Your connection with that divine creative force becomes part of your divine experience. How you relate to the idea of this thing we call God. As a spiritual being, I am in a unique position to influence the course of world events through my own personal choices. I recognize that I must embody peace in order to have peace. I choose peace as my spiritual experience. Every relationship in my life is established in love, harmony, and respect. So allow that image of the divine to speak to you, to know that we enjoy diversity. It's an expression of richness and fullness and the infinite intelligence. Choose to experience joy in the abundance of life, including the wealth of ways that others live and express themselves. Choose peace in your experience. Know that we are swimming in a sea of love. And all we need to do is breathe it in. And so, as you return to this time and place from that image of God that in which you live, know that joy is the indisputable evidence of the presence of God. Accept some in your life. Amen. That was nice. Thank you so much. Enjoy that. I need more room. I need another extra table. I need a little something extra here. I'll put this back. Won't need that. You know, as I was sitting there listening to this music and enjoying the atmosphere and the comfort of this chair, I was noticing this picture up here, and I thought to myself, well, there's really a lot of great pictures of the Master Jesus walking around the earth, huh? And one of them that comes to my mind is the one where you see a picture of this man who's supposedly Jesus, I'm sure, and you see him knocking on a door. You see that one? And obviously he's knocking on the door, and someone took the liberty of putting captions. You know, those little thought boxes that go around there, and it would have been something like this. Knock, knock, and from inside you hear, who's there? She says, it's me. What do you want? I want to come in. What for? So I can save you. From what? From what I'm going to do to you if you don't let me in. All right. I just want you all to know that in that same vein, Jesus loves you. But I'm his favorite. So today we're talking about this whole concept and idea of the Lord's Prayer. And I need you to know that according to Emmett Fox, he opens up the idea of this particular phrase that we're working on, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, and says that this clause has probably caused more difficulty than any other part of the prayer. And of course, my wife decides to leave town for this week. She said, here, you take this. So anybody here for the first time? Well, yeah, well, usually there's a very beautiful woman up here doing this, and you'll have to check that out at another day, but I'm prejudiced. She's a little sweetheart. But I will tell you that it's my joy and my pleasure to talk to you about this part of the Lord's Prayer because I have some things that are on my mind, and I want to share them with you. So this idea of lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil, or leave us not in temptation and deliver us from evil, or whatever way you want to change that. It may not be the word evil at all. Some of us like to use the word error instead of evil, and most of us kind of say, well, that was the way it was written, so that's the way I'll say it. But I want to invite you to check stuff out. I don't believe that we should take our spirituality hook, line, and sinker. I don't think we're a bunch of fish, although that is a symbol for a lot of Christians. I will tell you that the idea of checking things out is important to us. I like my God idea, my spirituality, with a little bit of fact. I would like to sprinkle a little bit of logic in the way I perceive my spirituality or the topic of the thing I call God. And so I want to give you a little an example of that. Instead of making this a stumbling block, let's understand it better. So you have someone in your life that you use a nickname for? Maybe a child or your spouse or friend or a relationship that you might be in. Sometimes I call my wife honey. It's a term of endearment. It's a term of being close and intimate even. But if I were to call my wife honey in Germany, they might think I'm asking for that brown, golden liquid that's sweet to the taste. Because they haven't completely interpreted what I mean by that. When Jesus was being asked by his disciples, his apostles more definitely, to teach them to pray, he said, pray something like this. And when he said that, he began to create a very intimate connection with the creative force of the universe. And so he didn't use the word Father. He didn't, sorry. Get over that. He used the word Abba. Abba is a nickname. It's an intimacy. It's an idea maybe like daddy. Or even more so, it could be like someone that I admire and yet am close to. Someone that I look up to and yet look into at the same level, because that is what I aspire to be. Made in the image and likeness of God is not a thing that we do for God. It's something that God does for us. What is the image of God? You all closed your eyes during meditation, I hope, and you pictured the concept of God. Was it an old white guy with a beard? Or if you're recovering Catholics like I am, two white guys and a bird? Of God. Well, my feeling is we go back behind the scenes and we take a look at what God looked like before mankind was created. Because that's the image of God, if we're looking at it in depth. And some of you might see the Big Bang. And I would say, what's behind that? How do we get behind what that is? The concept, the ideal here is that we don't know what the image of God is. But if we were made in the image and likeness of God, sometimes the closest thing that we can come to understanding the concept of God is energy, or maybe vibration. And if we were made in the image and likeness of that energy, that vibration, then we can start with a realistic concept of God, or at least a more realistic concept of God. And many people have tackled this thing throughout the course of history. There's even references to Benjamin Franklin, who interestingly talked about rewriting the Lord's Prayer, and he did. And he used a little bit more colloquial language of his time, but it's still not what we think of now, because we're looking at things deeper. We're looking behind what is obvious, and that's what we call metaphysical, beyond the physical. What's behind that? So, if there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, what might that presence be? Rocco Errico wrote this book, and I'm sure you've heard Reverend Megan speak to it. It's called Setting a Trap for God. A trap? Well, if you go back to the ancient Aramaic, you'll find out that the word sla means trap, to trap. And it was introduced as a word for prayer. Thinking about not trapping someone as trying to sneak around and get them from behind without them seeing, but the idea of a trap where we can accept and lock into and connect with this vibratory energy that we call God. Because God would never lead us into temptation. What good would that do? But God may be able to see our vibration and harmonize with it. So we become in harmony with the idea of God. And when I get out of harmony, I use prayer to bring me back into harmony. When I am out of the feeling of being whole and complete, when I'm feeling lonely or selfish or egotistical, not that I ever feel those things, but if I were to, I can use prayer to bring me back to center. See, this whole spirituality thing can be as difficult as we choose it to be, and it can be as simple as we want it to be. We can wait for God to enter into our experience, or we can set a trap and allow God to come into that place in which we might be lacking or which we might need more clarity in our lives. When things trouble us in our lives, do we think we're being led into temptation? Do you think you need to be delivered from evil? And if evil, evil what? Some say evil is the devil. Well, don't you think God would have been able to defeat the devil by now? I mean, if you were to give him a grade, like you get in school, what kind of grade would God get against the devil? I mean, we still talk about him, don't we? What if life and the concept of spiritual expression and unfoldment was simply accepting where you are and moving forward to where you want to be with the help of this energized force that's in the universe? What if truly the universe is conspiring in your favor? Take a deep breath. Deliver us from evil. I don't think this evil thing has anything to do with what we understand as being bad or immoral. Evil is translated from the Aramaic as simply meaning unripe. Not ready, immature, dare I say, half-baked. Deliver us from being in an illusion. Deliver us from seeing things in a negative way, and let us see them in a more positive way. And that's where we get the idea that we're not really talking about anything evil. If all things were created by God, why on earth would God decide to create something evil? It doesn't make sense. And if something decided to turn against God to become evil, why haven't we been able to see it or deal with it on a more realistic basis? Now, if you start to think about the things or the people in your life that you think are just off, they're wrong, they're bad people, or is it that they're just immature? Is it that they're just unable to solve the problems that maybe you've been able to solve already? They don't maybe have the education or the spiritual connection that you have, and therefore they can't see the things that they're doing that might be hurting other people. It's a little more soft and compassionate way to see others, isn't it? You know, sometimes I know that I'm my worst critic because I see all the things that I do that are selfish and self-centered and egotistical. I see them doing them. I can tell that I do some of that every time I stand up here and think that I have the authority to talk to you. That I'm going to bring you something that you don't already know. But I do know that deep down inside, you have the same connection to God that anybody else on the planet has. And my job is to help you open up to that. Not because I do it any more often than you do, but that's my job. Well, at least it was. So, what's holding you back? What's holding you back from living a life that's filled with the understanding of others? Because there's a lot of things in life today that I don't agree with that are going on in the world, and I want to blame somebody. No? Want to blame somebody? Well, it's that politician, that's the guy. I think he's wrong, and I don't like it. I hope something happens to get his comeuppance or her comeuppance. Where do I get to the place where I say to myself, I want the best for all people? I want the best for the people that don't look like me. I want the best for the people that don't think like me. I want the best for the people that maybe are philosophically different than I am. For those people who I don't understand, and for those people that I think I understand very well. I know what they want. No, I don't. I don't know. So I stay in the observer self. I stay in beginner's mind. And I give myself permission to be wrong and to say I'm sorry and to try to create a bridge where there was once a chasm. You take the Lord's Prayer and you look at the vibrant power that's in those words when you understand what they really mean. And then they come out of the idea of what was he talking about there, and you say, this is a path for living. This is a way that I can live my life. Some say that the Our Father should stop right there. And that's all that needs to be said is our Father, or our Daddy, or our parent, or that which created all. Because that unites us, that brings us together. But we have to go on and explain it, that this concept is in heaven, and the whole idea of it is holy. And that this idea will come to all of us on earth as it is in heaven. And together, we make a difference. When we all start to want the best, it doesn't matter what words we use. When we all want what's best for each other, we have a baseline. We have a beginning. And try to see where we are the same rather than where we are different. We're in the season of nonviolence. Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., all of the men and women of our history that had spiritual aspirations and were led by their concept of God doesn't make Gandhi's God any different than King's God. They just see that God differently. But very different, and that's a good thing. Because it requires diversity to have university. If not, we're all stuck in the same mire, rattling around, rattling cages and sabers, and trying to see who's right. So today I invite you to do something before this thing we call Lent is over. I invite you to become compassionate, to see the best in someone that you haven't been compassionate with or seen the best in. Wish for them what you wish for yourself. And if that's too much, pray that they get everything that they deserve. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Jay Maven. Amazing Grace. Whew, okay. And thank you, Reverend Michael. We always appreciate you being with us. And yeah. Using prayer to be back in harmony with God energy and as a trap. I'm remembering that, and I wrote it down. At this time, we'd like to invite our ushers forward to prepare for our love offering. And this is the time in our service where we have the opportunity to share of our financial blessings with this community in demonstration of the prosperity law of giving and receiving. There are many ways to do so. And you can go to our website, click the donate button to discover the many easy ways you can securely give. We encourage you to consider setting up your consistent intentional giving as a monthly or weekly automatic gift so it will never be missed. You can do that by contacting our office, and we can answer any questions that you might have on how to do that. If you intend to give here in person this morning, there are offering envelopes on the back of the pews for your convenience, so please drop envelope or gift onto the offering plate as it's passed down your row. And whichever way you offer your financial blessings, we hold these gifts in this moment in our hands and in our hearts, and we affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am in perfect balance and flow with the universal tides of giving and receiving, and we are truly blessed. Amen. All right. So while our ushers are taking offering, I am going to cover just a few announcements. We would absolutely like to keep you connected with what's happening here during Sundays and with any events that might be happening here at Unity of South Sound, and invite you to subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the e-blast. And you can do that by going to our homepage and clicking on the news and events bar, and then the weekly e-news option that provides a form to fill out your contact information and submit it. Your information will be safe and secure on this site and will never be shared. Easter services. We have 3 Easter services coming up in March, so please join us. First, March 24th for our Palm Sunday service titled, Hosanna, Our Journey is Revealed. Then March 28th at 7 p.m. for Maundy Thursday communion and candlelighting service. This will be a sacred service to metaphysically experience the communion of the Last Supper. And then the big day, March 31st, for our Easter Sunday service, we're putting the call out for donations of a few flower stems or a bunch of cut spring flowers for use in embellishing our Unity wings in our flower ceremony during the service. We can also use some green foliage to enhance the final image, and we invite you to please bring them in and place them in the containers that will be provided on Easter Sunday morning. Also, immediately after the service, we will have our annual Easter egg hunt, and we're really looking forward to that and can't wait to celebrate this Easter Sunday with all of you. You won't want to miss next Sunday with special music in honor of St. Patrick's Day, and we all have a little Irish in us on that day, so please plan to join us next Sunday as well. And now it's time to bless our youth. Do we have any youth? Not sure. Yeah, okay. I think they're coming. I see some. Here we go. have some Uniteens coming.
Announcements were so short.
They were. It's okay. It's okay. Are they on the way? Okay, here they come, the Uniteens. Yes.
We're ready now.
All right. Everyone, please join me in blessing not only these beautiful children godlights, but also our wonderful teachers that support these youth. Together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. Okay. Parents, if you have young ones up here, please feel free to jump up and join them, hold their hand. And we invite you to stand now, if you're able, and hold your hands high as we sing our peace song with Joey, sending peace out to the entire world.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace and harmony. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And all is well. All right. Thank you, everyone. Please join us next Sunday for St. Patrick's Day. And of course, join us over in Wesley Hall for some connection and refreshments. And remember to put your phones back on regular mode. All right. Have a great week.